Promise Waited For, Part 1. The Sealing Before the Fire. Before the fire descended, obedience had to raise. Before tongues of fire spoke, silence had to sanctify them. Before the outpouring, there was a purging. Shavuot isn't just about receiving the Spirit, it's about becoming the vessel worthy of it. They tarried, they waited, they aligned, not casually, but like a bride preparing for her wedding day. This was a covenant fire, not just power. This was Yahawah sealing his people, not just stirring them. Pentecost is not a celebration of noise, it is the reward of obedience, a call to refine before being released, a day where heaven says, "These are mine." Definition of tarry, Webster's 1828 dictionary. Tarry, verb, intransitive. Number 1, to stay or remain in the same place. Number 2, to delay or wait, to linger in expectation. Number 3, to abide or dwell temporarily. Scripture use of tarry. Luke 24:49. And before I sent the promise of my Father upon you, but tarry ye in the city of Jerusalem until ye be endured with power from on high. Precepts. Acts chapter 1 verse 4. And being assembled together with them, commanded them that they should not depart from Jerusalem, but wait for the promise of the Father, which saith ye have heard of me. Habakkuk 2 verses 3. For the vision is yet for appointed time, but at the end it shall speak, and not lie. Though it tarry, wait for it, because it will surely come, it will not tarry. Isaiah 40:31. But they that wait upon Yahawah shall renew their strength. They shall mount up with wings as eagles. They shall run and not be weary, and they shall walk and not faint. Wait here, a holy tarrying. It's not idle, it's active, patient, filled with prayer and expectation. Number 1, the pattern of the feast from Torah to truth. Leviticus chapter 23, 15-21. And ye shall count unto you from the morrow after the Sabbath, from the day that ye brought the sheaf of the wave offering. 7 Sabbaths shall be complete, even unto the morrow. After the 7th Sabbath shall ye number 50 days, and ye shall offer a new meat offering unto Yahawah. Ye shall bring out of your habitations 2 wave loaves of 2/10 deals. They shall be of fine flour. They shall be baken with leaven. They are the first fruits unto Yahawah. And ye shall offer the bread 7 lambs without blemish of the first year, and 1 young bullock, and 2 rams. They shall be for a burnt offering unto Yahawah, with their meat offering and their drink offerings, even an offering made by fire, a sweet savor unto Yahawah. Then ye sacrifice 1 kid of the goats for a sin offering, and 2 lambs of the first year for a sacrifice of peace offerings. And the priest shall wave them with the bread of the firstfruits for a wave offering before Yahawah. With the 2 lambs, they shall be holy to Yahawah, and 4 priests. And ye shall proclaim on the self same day that it may be an holy convocation unto you. Ye shall do no servile work therein. It shall be a statute forever in all your dwellings throughout your generations. Count 7 Sabbaths then to the morrow. After the 7th Sabbath shall ye bring a new offering unto Yahawah, a feast of fruits, a holy convocation, a time of remembrance, renewal, and fire. This wasn't just a date on the calendar, it was a divine countdown to covenant power. Each Sabbath brought them closer. Each week refined them deeper unto the 50th day, the day of revealing, the day when the fire fell and the covenant came alive. Shavuot isn't just the harvest of wheat, it is the harvest of hearts prepared. It's when Yahawah gathers the first fruits of obedience and fills them with power from on high, not just to speak in tongues, but to walk in Torah, sealed with the Ruach. Exodus 19 verse 1. In the 3rd month, when the children of Israel were gone forth out of the land of Egypt, the same day came they into the wilderness of Sinai. In the 3rd month, just as the wheat ripened and the wilderness shook with exceedingly with expectancy, Israel came to Mount Sinai. A nation delivered from bondage now stood at the base of destiny. And then Yahawah descended, not in silence, not in subtlety, but in fire, in thunder, in smoke that wrapped the mountain like a garment of awe. The earth quaked, the shofar sounded long, and every soul trembled. And there, on the burning mount, Yahawah gave his voice, his covenant, his commandments. This wasn't just law, it was betrothal. This was the marriage contract between the Most High and his set-apart people. The 10 Commandments were not cold rules. They were the vows of a holy union, a wedding in the wilderness, a covenant written by the finger of Elohim. Shavuot marks that day, not just the giving of the law, but the sealing of love, a nation set apart, a people consecrated, a bride made ready. Jubilees, chapter 6, 17 to 21. For this reason it is ordained and written on the heavenly tablets that they should celebrate the Feast of Weeks in this month once a year, to renew the covenant every year. And this whole festival was celebrated in heaven from the day of creation till the days of Noah, 26 jubilees and 5 weeks of years. And Noah and his sons observed it for 7 jubilees and 1 week of years, till the day of Noah's death. And from the day of Noah's death, his sons did away with it, until the days of Abraham, and they ate blood. But Abraham observed it, and Isaac and Jacob and his children observed it up to thy days. And in thy days the children of Israel brought it unto ye, celebrated it anew on the mountain. And do thou command the children of Israel to observe this festival in all their generations for a commandment unto them. 1 day in the year, in this month, they shall celebrate the festival. For it is the Feast of Weeks and the Feast of First Fruits. This feast is twofold and of a double nature, according to what is written and engraven concerning it. Celebrate it. Shavuot is a feast ordained from the days of Noah, a time of covenant renewal. When Noah stepped onto dry ground, he offered up burnt offerings, and Yahawah established a covenant of mercy, setting the rainbow as a sign. This sacred season in the third month was marked from the beginning as a time of divine remembrance and renewed relationship. From Noah to Mount Sinai, from the wilderness to the upper room, Shavuot has always been the season where Yahawah reaffirms his promises and calls his people back to himself. First mystery, the marriage covenant. Jeremiah chapter 2 verse 2. Go and cry in the ears of Jerusalem, saying, Thus saith Yahawah, I remember thee, the kindness of thy youth, the love of thine esposos, when thou wentest after me in the wilderness, in a land that was not sown. Shavuot at Sinai was not just the giving of the laws, it was a wedding day. Israel, freshly delivered from bondage, stood at the foot of Mount Sinai like a bride adorned for her husband. Yahawah descended in fire and thunder, not to intimidate, but to enter into covenant, to betroth a nation unto himself. The 10 Commandments were the vows. The cloud was the chuppah. The people said, all that Yahawah has said, we will do, just as the bride pledged her faithfulness. This was not religion, this was relationship. A holy union sealed by divine fire. Shavuot is the anniversary of the covenant when Israel became Yahawah's own. Number 2, from Mount Sinai to Mount Zion, the prophetic shift. Hebrews chapter 12 verse 18 to 24. For ye are not come unto the mount that might be touched, and that burned with fire, nor unto blackness, and darkness, and tempest, and the sound of trumpet, and the voice of words, which voice they that heard entreated that the word should not be spoken to them any more. For they could not endure that which was commanded. And if so, which as a beast touched the mountain, it shall be stoned or thrust through with a dart. And so trembled was the sight that Moses said, I exceedingly fear and quake. But ye are come unto Mount Zion, and unto the city of the living Yah, the heavenly Jerusalem, and to an innumerable company of angels, to the general assembly and church of the firstborn, which are written in heaven, and Yah, the judge of all men, made perfect, and to Yahawashi, the mediator of the new covenant, and to the blood of sprinkling that speaketh better things than that of Abel. Sinai was the giving of the Torah, but not just words. It was law engraved in stone by the very finger of Elohim. On the mountain, wrapped in smoke and trembling, Yahawah didn't merely speak. He carved covenant into creation. Stone tablets descended from the fire, a testimony of holiness meant to shape a holy nation. It was the moment when the word became a weight, etched, eternal, unchanging. The Torah was not man's idea, it was heaven's instruction sealed by fire. From the fire to the stone, from the stone to the people, Sinai was the foundation of identity and obedience. Zion was the giving of the Spirit, not on stone, but upon the hearts of men. In Jerusalem, on that appointed Shabbat, while the faithful waited in one accord, the fire fell again, but this time not on a mountain, on a people. Tongues of fire rested upon them. The Ruach Kodesh moved with them. What was once written on tablets was now inscribed upon hearts. This was not a new law, but the same Torah, now alive within. The covenant given at Sinai was not sealed with power from on high at Zion. This was not a new law, but the same Torah, now alive within. The covenant given at Sinai was now sealed with power from on high at Zion. For commandments carved in stone to conviction burning within, Shavuot became the fulfillment. Sinai gave the word, Zion gave the power to walk in it. Isaiah chapter 2 verse 3. And many people shall go and say, Come ye, and let us go up to the mountain of Yahawah, to the house of Yah of Jacob, and we will teach us of his ways, and we will walk in his paths. For out of Zion shall go forth the law and the word of Yah from Jerusalem. This is more than prophecy. It is Pentecost fulfilled. At Zion, the Torah came down in fire. At Zion, the Spirit came down in fire to send it out. What was once engraved in stone at Sinai now surged through living vessels at Zion. The law didn't vanish. It went forth from the upper room into the streets, from Jerusalem into every nation under heaven. Zion became the sending place, the wound of righteousness, the epicenter from which Torah, now ignited by the Spirit, would awaken scattered Israel and confront the nations. This is not just past, it's prophetic. The law will go forth from Zion again when Yahawashi returns to reign. Mystery number 2. Sinai, judge, Zion, restored. Exodus 32:28. And the children of Levi did according to the word of Moses, and there fell of the people that day about 3,000 men. At Sinai, when the covenant was first given, 3,000 men fell, slain for the sin of idolatry. While Yahawah was offering betrothal, the people turned to a molten calf. They broke the covenant before it was sealed, and in righteous judgment 3,000 souls perished at the foot of the mountain. But Zion, on that day of Pentecost, 3,000 were made alive, not by letter that kills, but by the Spirit that gives life. 2 Corinthians chapter 3 verse 6. Who also hath made us able ministers of the New Testament, not by the letter, but of the Spirit. For the letter killeth, but the Spirit giveth life. The same Torah that judged at Sinai, now justified through Yahawashi and the Ruach. What was lost in rebellion was restored in repentance. Sinai revealed the cost of disobedience. Zion revealed reward of obedience. 2 mountains, 2 fires, 1 covenant renewed in mercy and power. Acts chapter 2:41. Then they that gladly received his word were baptized, and the same day there were added unto them about 3,000 souls. At Mount Sinai 3,000 souls perished for breaking covenant through idolatry, but at Zion, on that same appointed feast, 3,000 were saved through the outpouring of the Spirit. The same number, the same nation, but this time not judgment, restoration. This was no coincidence, it was divine rehearsal. Yahawah, in his mercy, showed us that what was lost through rebellion can be reclaimed through repentance. What was written on stone and broken by sin was now written on hearts and sealed by the Ruach. The 3,000 slain at Sinai were a shadow. The 3,000 saved at Zion were a sign that Yahawah's plan is whole, just, and perfectly balanced. He wounds and he heals. He judges and he restores. He speaks from fire and fills with fire. 7 Sabbaths of refinement, from Egypt to empowerment. The count from Passover to Pentecost is not just about days, it's about divine journey of purification. From the blood on the doorsteps to the fire on the mountain, Israel was being refined. Each of the 49 days, 7 complete Sabbaths, was a call to strip off the filth of Egypt and prepare for covenant. It is a journey from deliverance to devotion, from freedom to faithfulness. Yahawah doesn't just bring his people out, he brings them up. Out of bondage, up to Mount Sinai, up to Mount Zion, up to the upper room. Shavuot is the summit, where the purified are filled, where the faithful are empowered. It is the feast where the cleansed receive covenant and the ready receive fire. Baruch chapter 2, 30-35. For I knew that they would not hear me, because it is a stiff-necked people. But in the land of their captivities they shall remember themselves, and shall know that I am Yahawah their Elohim. For I will give them an heart and ears to hear, and they shall praise me in the land of their captivity, and think upon my name, and return from their stiff neck and from their wicked deeds. For they shall remember the way of their fathers which sinned before Yahawah. And I will bring them again into the land which I promised with an oath unto their fathers, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, and they shall be lords of it. I will increase them, and they shall not be diminished. And I will make an everlasting covenant with them to be their Yah, and they shall be my people, and I will no more drive my people of Israel out of the land that I have given them. In captivity they will remember and return. Mystery number 3. The Ruth connection. The story of Ruth, the Moabitess, grafted into Israel, takes place during the barley and wheat harvest, the season of Shavuot. Ruth chapter 2, 32. So she kept fast by the maidens of Boaz to glean unto the end of barley and harvest of wheat harvest, and dwelt with her mother-in-law. Shavuot is the feast of grafted in, welcoming those with faith and obedience into the covenant. Isaiah 56, 6-7. Also the sons of the stranger that joined themselves to Yahawah to serve him and to love the name of Yahawah, to be his servants, every one that keepeth the Sabbath from polluting it, and taketh hold of my covenant, even them will I bring to my holy mountain, and make them joyful in my house of prayer. Their burnt offerings and their sacrifice shall be accepted upon mine altar. For my house shall be called an house of prayer for all people. Ordained time, the calendar of the righteous. Mystery 4. The heavenly clock. Jubilees chapter 6, 17-22. For this reason it is ordained and written on the heavenly tablets that they should celebrate the feast of weeks in this month once a year, to renew the covenant every year. And this whole festival was celebrated in heaven from the day of creation till the days of Noah. 26 jubilees and 5 weeks of years. And Noah and his sons observed it for 7 jubilees and 1 week of years, till the day of Noah's death. And from the day of Noah's death his sons did away with it until the days of Abraham, and they eat blood. But Abraham observed it, and Isaac and Jacob and his children observed it up to thy days. And in thy days the children of Israel brought it unto ye. Celebrate it anew on the mountain. And do thou command the children of Israel to observe this festival in all their generations for a covenant unto them. One day in the year, in this month, they shall celebrate the festival, for it is the feast of weeks and the feast of first fruits. This feast is twofold and of a double nature, according to what is written and engraven concerning it. Celebrated. For I have written in the book of the law, in that which I have written for thee, that thou shouldest celebrate it in its season, one day in the year. And I explain to thee its sacrifices, that the children of Israel should remember and should celebrate it throughout their generations in this month, one day every year. The times of feasts were given. Pentecost falls on the 50th day of the 3rd month, always after the 7th complete Sabbath. This aligns with the timing of the Spirit at Zion and the giving of the commandments at Sinai. Pentecost marks the giving of the 10 commandments and the outpouring of the Spirit. If we forget Yahawah's calendar, we lose the order of Sabbath, feast, and covenant. This is just the first part of this twofold message prepared for you.